It's approaching the supreme moment. Reality striking closer than it seems, don't it? Go ahead.
What's good? Welcome back to part 2 of this series of most unique rainbow units that I currently have in the game. For those that missed part 1, just check the pinned comment. I'll have the link for the part 1 video. Alright, so we did stop. The last one we stopped at was the Trollon unit. So moving on to the next one, and we'll go through the rest of the units. This is one of the newer units that I rainbow. This is the free-to-play Super Saiyan Future Trunks. One of the reasons why I wanted to rainbow this unit was because of how nice the card art looks. It's pretty badass looking, so that was really a big reason as to why I did that. This unit is actually pretty decent. If you're facing 2 or less enemies, you get an attack increase of 70%, and he does have fairly good links, including Fierce Battle. So overall, this guy's not a bad unit. One of the better ones for the free-to-play. He does have a decent leader skill too. Intelligence type, HP attack and defense increase of 70%. Unfortunately, you don't get a key boost, but still a pretty solid unit overall. This is the Extreme Intelligence Pasta unit. Pretty interesting unit. Has a definitely interesting passive skill to say the least. Not really much of a leader skill, but like I said, the passive is definitely pretty interesting. You can certainly use her on Peppy Gauss for the Super Battle Road stages, but you get +2 key, medium chance to evade enemy attacks, and the attacked unit will have a defense drop of 80% for 2 turns, and also a medium chance to stun the enemy for 2 turns as well. So pretty interesting passive overall. I kind of wanted to test her on Super Battle Road. That's mainly the reason why I rainbow this unit, but interesting unit nevertheless. This is another one, the Extreme Intelligence Hellfighter 17. You don't really hear about this version too much, but I did rainbow this guy as well. This unit I actually do use quite a bit in Battlefield for the Extreme Intelligence team. If you're only facing 1 enemy, you get +2 key and attack increase of 90%, so this guy will actually hit for a pretty good amount on even an Extreme Intelligence team with like Kid Buu and like a secondary leader skill where it's like 90%. So yeah, this guy's pretty interesting. This one is one of my favorites that I've rainbowed. This is, of course, the Boss Rabbit or Monster Carrot, however way you want to call him. This is rainbowed, solely for the reason of trolling, honestly. This is not a good unit whatsoever, even though it has a decent passive. The passive skill does have a medium chance to stun the attacked enemy. Super attack also includes a rare chance to stun the enemy too, and I tested him on Super Battle Road and whatnot. He does okay, but he's definitely not a unit you want to include on any sort of team, honestly. But again, this is one of my personal favorites that I just rainbowed for the hell of it. You know what I mean? So that's all that is. This one I did include because I've had him rainbowed for a long time, and at the time before the EZA got announced, I don't think a lot of people had rainbowed this unit. This is hands down my personal favorite unit in the game. Just because of Perfect Cell being one of my favorite characters in Dragon Ball, but also, I mean, the card art looks fucking amazing, you know what I mean? And he was a decent unit as it was, and after the EZA, he became pretty phenomenal. So Global is probably going to get the EZA sometime in the future. I don't know when, but this guy definitely became very, very good, and once I first heard about this guy's EZA, I was pretty much shitting bricks, you know what I mean? Like, this was something I was hoping for that would happen, and it actually happened. So I wanted to include this guy because it's been one of my favorite rainbow units for a long time in the game. Okay, this one's another favorite of mine, and I did it just because of sentimental value, really. It's one of the first like free-to-play SSRs that I got, and just wanted to rainbow him, just like I said, for nostalgia. But card art is pretty decent looking. It looks kind of badass too, him getting in that pose and powering up. But this is the free-to-play Intelligence Final Form Cooler unit. You can actually get the SR version off the summons too, but this guy does drop in the story event or the quest. I can't remember whichever one it was, but technically he is free to play. But other than the reason that I wanted to rainbow him just for my personal preference, there's not really a reason to. I mean, if you look at the passive, you're going to understand how old this unit is. Beginning of the turn, you get an attack and defense increase of 1500. It's not even a percentage boost. It's not even a decent flat number. It's straight up 1500. So it's definitely a trash unit, but I wanted to rainbow him just to rainbow him. This one is the Super Saiyan Angel Goku unit that came from the story event with the, what was it, Otherworld Fighters or Warriors or whatever it was. I kind of wanted to test them personally when it first came out, so this is one of those reasons why I rainbowed him. Decent unit. He's an okay unit. Definitely not great, but he's an okay unit overall, and you know, he has a decent passive, +4 key, super high chance of getting 80% increase to attack and defense, increase to 40%. He falls into pure Saiyan, so he's a decent enough option, I guess, if you're lacking units. Alright, next up is the Strength Kid Goku unit. I rainbowed this guy a few months back, probably longer maybe, but I haven't really seen this guy rainbow too much, so I wanted to, you know, rainbow him for, you know, that reason, and he's pretty decent. Attack and defense increase of 80%, and if there's 2 or more enemies, you also get another 80% increase to attack and defense, increase of 40%. So you're looking at a pretty big boost overall to attack and defense, given the certain conditions. But you know, it falls into pure Saiyan, so you can certainly use him on that. This is a World Tournament banner unit, and yeah, it's not a bad unit overall, and I like the card art itself for it. It looks pretty nice. This one is definitely one of my favorites. I do like the base SSR version of the card art, and that was one of the reasons why I wanted to rainbow him, was because of how much I like the card art design and how pivotal of a moment it was in the manga itself. So that was mainly one of the reasons why I wanted to rainbow him. This one is definitely obsolete, you know, since the 1000 Day Goku came out. He does have the nuking passive of 20% increase to attack for every strength key collected, and then recovers with you know, the candy key or whatever you want to call it. Decent support, 1 turn. Allies get a 20% increase to attack as part of the super attack. I really don't use this guy. Just rainbowed him for, I don't know, sentimental value, I guess. This unit, however, I use this guy a lot, and he is definitely one of my personal favorites, and he's a very good unit, honestly, in my opinion. He's got a great passive, 30% increase to attack for all allies if attack HP is 30% or above. This guy definitely hits for a pretty decent amount at Rainbow. Like for 6 turns, you get an attack increase as part of the super attack. Does supreme damage, and you can see damage output anywhere from 400 to 700 depending on the situation. But I've seen this guy with attack stat potentials of close to, if not over, 700,000. So he's a great unit. This one is one of my favorites as well. I rainbowed this because it was the first summonable SSR unit besides the starter pack. So because of that, sentimental value, I wanted to rainbow this guy when the EZA was announced. And I use this guy a lot. I mean, I was using this on the Movie Heroes team earlier when I was grinding for the Super Saiyan Broly event and medals. This guy's still pretty good. Plus 3 key attack and defense increase of 80% when HP is above 30%. 25% increase to attack for allies. I mean, for 1 turn, I mean, this guy's very good. Even on a Movie Heroes team, this guy is very nice. Again, I use him still to this day. I was using him earlier, so this is one of the better units out of the unique rainbowed units that I have. Not going to cover much of this guy. It's one of those free-to-play Metacooler unit, just the strength version. The skill sets are different based on the type of unit it is, but again, I did it because I wanted to run a team with 100% free-to-play Metacooler units. This one is definitely a troll card, and yeah, I mean, there's no other reason for that. This guy's a pretty horrible unit overall. Plus 2 key attack increase of 4,000 when facing 1 enemy. Reduces defense, extreme damage. I mean, overall, this guy's a trash unit, but I wanted to troll a little bit at the time and rainbow this guy. This is another one that definitely recommend against rainbowing. This is the super physical type Tekka unit. This guy really sucks. Decent support, high probability of attack increase of 25% for allies, but this guy really isn't worth the rainbows, honestly, and I just really did it for trolling purposes. This one is a very good unit. I do not regret rainbowing, and I just included this unit because I really don't hear too much about him at 100% potential. This is, of course, the Super Saiyan 2 Team Gohan. Great passive skill, 35% increase to attack and defense for all allies, no restrictions whatsoever. He hits for a pretty decent amount too on both the Hyper Saiyans and Majin Buu Saga. I personally like this unit a lot, and when I want to run in support units for a Super Saiyan team, he's one of the top picks for it, along with the Super Saiyan 2 Bardock. This one's pretty new, and did this one this is probably the newest rainbow that I have. This is the Super Saiyan God Goku unit that Dokkan's awakens from the SR Super Saiyan. I think it was like white hot face something, but not really worth the rainbow, honestly. He's got a decent support, strength and physical type, get +2 key attack increase of 25%. I really just wanted to do it because one, it was for collection purposes, but number two, I wanted to test them personally because I honestly haven't heard too much about this unit at Rainbow Star, so that's really one of the main reasons I did that, and kind of why I did. This one I included because at the time you didn't really hear about this guy at 100% too much before the Dokkan Awaken was announced. This guy's pretty good now with the Dokkan Awaken attack, HP attack and defense increase of 90%, +3 key for extreme type, so he actually has a very good leader skill, better than the LR Metacool Army. Greatly increased attack and supreme damage output. The passive, increases attack and defense based on conditions, whether you're attacked or attacking, So overall, it's a very solid unit. Included this guy because I had him rainbowed a while back before his Dokkan Awaken took place. This is obviously the free-to-play Metacooler version, just a physical counterpart. Again, the only reason why I have these rainbowed is because I wanted to run a team with 100% potential Metacooler team. This one is the JP reward that we got for the World Battle or whatever it's called. Global, you guys got the Super Saiyan version. We got the Frieza version. I don't really use this guy whatsoever. I wanted to 100% him because he was pretty much a campaign exclusive type unit. So that's pretty much all that was. He's not a bad unit, but definitely not one of the top picks for any sort of team. This one I did rainbow when he first got announced for a Dokkan Awaken. He's actually pretty decent, and I do use him a lot, especially on Battlefield. He steals SA, attack and defense decrease of 20% for enemies, and medium chance to evade enemy attacks. So pretty solid unit overall. I use him, like I said, in Battlefield. You can certainly use him on Super Battle Road as well. I don't know if this is the last one, but if it is, it's pretty worthy of it. This is the 100% potential extreme physical Hachiyak unit. This was probably one of the first units that I rainbowed when I started trolling, I guess, and it's definitely an interesting unit to do that. 40% HP recovery if he KOs a unit, pretty interesting there. Pretty much straight up trash. I've been waiting and hoping that he eventually gets the Dokkan Awaken. I think pretty much Bandai forgot about this unit, honestly, at this point, but he's definitely one of the worst units that I rainbowed, and I don't use him whatsoever, so that should put it in perspective a little bit. So yeah, we went through the list, and that was, this unit was part of in part one, but that's pretty much the list of units that I have at rainbow status, and consider unique and somewhat obscure. Not really units that you hear about too much at rainbow status. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I mean, I'll definitely do one again, throughout the year once we go into 2019. But hopefully this was a good way to wrap up 2018 and show you some of the units that are not really in the limelight too much. There are a lot of other units that I kind of limited out. I didn't include just to not drag out the video too long, but yeah, it's definitely a pretty cool list, right? I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I mean, I wasted a lot. I don't even want to calculate how many orbs it took to get these guys rainbowed, but I don't know. I'd probably get depressed if I calculated how many orbs I spent, honestly. But hopefully you guys enjoy the video. As always, definitely very grateful for you guys checking out all the videos, and hopefully you guys enjoy the next video coming up. All right, I'll see you guys later.